Thank you, Mr. Gray, and also I'd like to thank my honourable friend from Southport for bringing this important debate to the House today. Now, the topic is broad, so I will keep my comments to Tatton, to Cheshire, and also look at cost, viability and prioritisation, as a good Conservative should. And I want to bring a good dose of public common sense to Parliament for the Minister to hear, and hopefully take that back to the Chancellor and also to Cabinet. Now, we'll talk about cost. And within that, I'll talk about high speed too. And that cost of high speed too is like a runaway train as the cost of it rises and rises. And at the same time, we have this grandois scheme, some might call it a white elephant. In Tatton, we do not have local infrastructure. We are waiting for local train routes that have meant to have been delivered and have not. So whilst we're focused nationally on just one line, trust me, there are many small lines across local regions that have not happened. And if I were to say to you that people commuting from Knutsford to Manchester, off-peak at the moment, are waiting for a train for 2 hours. That's one train every 2 hours off-peak. It's 1 hour on-peak. And we were promised, when the franchise was bid for, that we would have 2 trains an hour. Not 2 a minute, but 2 trains an hour. Not a lot to ask for, not huge amounts of investments, just 2 trains an hour, and that has never been delivered. And also looking at other local transport, bus routes. Well, it's hard to find a bus route and a bus in Tatton at the moment. People are crying out for buses, and whilst I know during this COVID period people aren't necessarily on buses, they are going to be, and we cannot get around from Wilmslow to Handforth, and then maybe travelling further afield to Warrington, to Liverpool, to Manchester. And I would be remiss if I don't mention Mr. and Mrs. Sunderland, who stopped me just the other day in Handforth as they were doing their shopping at the paddocks and said, what is happening to the 1:30 bus? So I will say that to the Minister. Please think about these local transport routes, the bus service, our local train service, because it is not happening. And as my friend mentioned from Weaver Vale, the Mid-Cheshire line, really, we need investment in that. We've been talking about it year after year. We're here in every question in the House, every debate in the House, asking what is going on, and it is being overlooked. At a time that we're talking about levelling up, at a time that we're talking not just about the north, though we're all here from the north, but for the regions, for the towns, for the villages, we need our local transport. And then the one final bit of infrastructure that we absolutely need and must have, and that is the digital infrastructure to have us all connecting and connected. And I admire and I praise our government for its vision for that 1 gigabit capability and the money that it is promised to do that. But more than ever, it is vital. More than ever, as people work from school, as they work from home, learn from home, socialise from home, we need to have this digital connectivity. So I would say, stop HS2 with its runaway expenses. It should have hit the buffer a long time ago and put that money into digital infrastructure for the whole country to benefit and local transport.
Alex Shelbrooke.